I have no idea what the premise is.
What I heard is it's like something like The Thing, but on an oil rig or something.
That's what I heard. Yes.
But like, I'm not familiar enough with the movie to like speak on that. It's probably something that I ought to watch at some point, but also,
It's one of those I've watched just to say that I've watched it, but I'm like, this is fine.
yeah, yeah, and
And I don't know what more people want from me. So
well, it's kind of the whole thing of like I think it's important to like understand some influences and stuff like that. I do occasionally get frustrated when newer things get all sorts of acclaim, and then it's like very clearly just like, oh, there's these three things that existed before that are also really popular at the time that no one has heard of that is doing the exact same thing, and they probably got a lot of their ideas from this media, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like
per our earlier discussion of Hunger Games, I was like,
yes,
when I read that, I'm like, oh, this sounds a lot like Battle Royale.
yeah.
This
I was
water
not even
is
thinking that
fire.
connection, but honestly, the story of like, and I don't know enough about Suzanne Collins, so I'm not saying anything for or against her precisely, for sure. Although if that gets the show to blow up, I'm here for it. Just like start beef with the Hunger Games fans to make the show get traffic.
I mean, I'll fight them. There's better dystopian. That third book was trash.
I think so, but also, I just like the arc of this game looks really nice. It looks nice, but also
so I think this is the first of a walking simulator. More. Oh, I don't like that. Hold on. Is this the first walking simulator we've played? Possibly.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else was on there. I think so.
Okay. General keyboard.
Yeah, because I don't think you can call. Because I think the closest would be like Resident Evil 8, but I don't think it's a walking simulator. But it does have segments of like
absolutely not.
It does have segments of like really intense, just like puzzle
yeah,
solving that is like not that different than a walking simulator if we're honest about it. But
okay, Susan's letter. I still can't believe you went. What were you thinking going to that place? I wish you hadn't gotten yourself into this mess, but you did, and you can't run forever. I know you were just trying to do right by me, so I need you to know what's right by us now. Please, Kaz, I'm so tired of fighting. I just want it to be over. I want you home. The girls want you home. But if you don't deal with this, then we're done for good. I love you, but I won't wait forever. Forever, jeez. Okay, that was just the letter we had.
So we got relationship drama.
It's always so interesting that they use like real pictures. And oh, look at me. Oh, I don't know if that term is that natural.
I don't think so. It's close, but it's better. I think it's better than like other.
Dude, I appreciate.
But honestly, like getting the right display of like where you would see your weapons and everything like in these games, like it never is gonna make sense, and we should just give up the idea that it can.
Just give up. Shut it down. Okay.
Well, because you start making the gameplay really goofy when you try to get like too intense about that stuff being fully realistic or whatever.
Dear Sirs, North Sea Oil Workers Union, Aberdeen branch gives notice under the provisions of the Trade Union and Labor Relations Act of 1974 of our intention to take industrial action. This is due to your abject failure to meet with our representatives to discuss genuine safety grievances for our members. We urge you to engage with us and resolve our valid dispute. Ends.
So, is this based in the Pacific Northwest or in Britain?
They sound Scottish.
Okay.
That's all Britain, I will say.
Aberdeen. Well, because there's an Aberdeen in the Pacific Northwest as well, and I just wasn't sure which one. If this was the
like
OG
when I
or the.
So, I'm on the keyboard if it's not clear. Is that Richard Madden?
Davy must have gone back on shore last night.
Oh yeah, he sounds incredibly Scottish.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like the Scottish accent.
Alright, Kaz. I'm alright.
I mean, I think honestly, a lot of it is I don't hear it a lot.
A woman on a ship?
See this whole rig? It's
I'm
a
kidding.
pile of shite. It's falling apart. And we've only just started drilling. Fucking Cadal. And fucking Rennick cutting corners. Aye. Speaking of, you are in the shite, wee man. Rennick got a letter this morning from the mainland and he's been up to Hydo ever since.
Excuse me?
For you. That's just brilliant. Christ, I need a smoke. Can't find my lighter anywhere. Take mine. I don't need it anymore, honestly. You're a fucking lifesaver. I'm going to get breakfast. Alright. See you for darts tonight. We'll put a wee picture of Rennick up on the board for you. Sounds like a plan. See ya.
So yeah, this is from the people that made Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. Hello? You think I can make him turn around? No, I can't. Okay. Respect though.
This is all before shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
This is the look at the kind of life they have. It kind of sucks, but little do you
Dude.
know.
People who like love cruises, I don't understand you.
Cozy.
Like you're stuck on this metal hunk of metal for God knows how long,
Tight bastards.
and hope it doesn't sink. To all staff, Aberdeen, to all staff offshore, due to late delivery of Barrafield and ongoing strike action, the board has determined that no Christmas bonus will be made for the financial year 75, 76. Merry Christmas. Okay, so this is in the 70s.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Elaborate.
They would have been impacted by the same OPEC measures that the United States was, and so there's probably a big squeeze on oil prices. I don't know the exact politics of like this particular region, but it's like OPEC was putting the squeeze on the West for many reasons. One of those reasons is still with us this year.
Okay.
So,
All right. Where? Hello? Okay. Laundry, canteen, go down. Okay.
but that probably led to a certain amount of pressure in the industries locally to produce more for often less, and it was also the era of not like the beginning exactly, but continuation of austerity measures to roll back any social programs.
This is why we can't have nice things. Why would you leave this open?
Seems like a mistake.
What is this? Friday jukebox.
Does remind me a little bit, like obviously this is an oil rig in the middle of nowhere, so they would obviously have like recreation rooms with like alcohol and stuff that feels like it doesn't feel like it would belong in a workplace, but like because you're out in the middle of nowhere, like of course they're gonna have that
for millennia, it seems.
Yeah, they're probably out here for months at a time. Or weeks, or like some people are going to be out there for months or weeks at a time, right? But I do remember I don't know like how true and how much to stake on these stories or whatever, but just like if you work anywhere, any kind of office environment or business, it's like you'll get stories of like back in the old days, and it's like some stories from a previous place I had was like they would have cases of beer in the break room and stuff like that, and I'm like, I can't imagine that kind of a work environment. Granted, we kind of had that.
Come on. If we don't take industrial action soon, this place will be even more of a death trap than it already is.
He's got a point though, Gibbo. We're down to a skeleton crew in the pontoons and it's ropey as fuck down there.
Workers of the world unite. What do you think, Kaz?
I don't know. Just here to fix the lecky.
What you think will be keeping the lights on if this place falls apart?
That's cool, you numpty.
I appreciate that they just replace Scottish words with
You all right, Roy?
more common
Cars,
phrases.
no mucker.
I do.
This game is gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
The sweet sound of Davy Rennick.
You think it's the Paulus?
Can't be surprised, Kaz. Hear from Suze.
She's talking about divorce.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kaz.
Is that the voice of Sid from Final Fantasy 16?
Well, maybe you could have considered that while you were
No, it's
bashing
not.
Billy Chamberlain's head.
It's not gravelly enough.
Slagged off Susie, had it coming.
And there he is. Floats like a
Ooh.
butterfly, stings like a bee, and swears like the devil himself. Listen, mate, even if it is the police, maybe it's best to just go back and face it, yeah?
Ugh, I don't know, Roy. I'm fucking scun up with the whole thing.
The Lord loves you, mate, no matter what. And I'm pretty sure Suze does too.
That's all clear for you now, Roy.
Lovely job, thanks, Dobby.
Oh, Trot says he's left your insulin in your cabin.
Oh, bless his little communist socks. Muchly appreciated. Remember, life is like football. It's not over.
Until the final whistle. Aye.
It's.
You're
It,
Barnsley fans.
I'm gonna look up his studio because
Oh, I will
Chinese
see you
game room.
for that, McCleary. Off you trot, lad, before his nibs blows a gasket.
So they did Amnesia, Machine for Pigs. They did Everybody Gone to the Rapture, I think it was called. Which I have been meaning to play as well.
Brighton.
Who's this fuck?
Enjoying your last day, McCleary.
What's that supposed to mean?
You've been a naughty boy, from what I've heard.
Ah, geez, peace. You're not exactly an angel yourself, Adair. I'll be fine.
Well, you're
Okay, it's not. I was thinking maybe it was based in Scotland,
It slapped you in the face.
but no, they're in the south, which is not Scotland. So, but
Watch your mouth, McCleary.
I don't know like all of the history or anything, but I know that like
Mm-hmm.
some of this is changing in recent years for the same reason that it changes everywhere, frankly. But Scotland has been, in Glasgow in particular, have long been like relatively reliable strongholds for like labor movements.
Mm.
No great and tight spaces. On a gale out there.
Really filling the lad with confidence there, Kaz.
Sorry, wee man. Don't worry about it. Brody's got you.
Okay. Where am I going? Head outside onto the deck.
Home sweet home.
Dude, this place would stress me out to no end.
No, this is
Let's see, let's turn.
there's a reason they put it on this location for the story. It's not a good place to find yourself, and
Let's turn on shadows.
also like some of these jobs, like I don't know about like oil rigs in particular, but I know like some of the oil sands jobs in like northern US and southern Canada are immensely like at least like compared to another job, similar job, they pay very well, but they are grueling and they are really hard on your body.
Mm-hmm. Like I do okay on water, and like I don't have a fear of like the deep. Well, I do have a fear of the deep ocean, but like I can go in the ocean.
I mean, I think those are relatively rational fears. We are fundamentally terrestrial beings and have no business living in the water. That does not mean we cannot traverse water. It's just, I don't know. I like the idea of like smaller, more selective, like sailing trips or something. I don't think I want to be on an actual cruise.
No, fuck that noise.
Like I might be fine going out on like a large, like a 30, 40 foot boat. But like within reason. I don't think I want to go across the Pacific Ocean necessarily, but if it was like a coastal trip to make some stops up and down the coast or something, that'd be one thing. I mean, there was a thing going around, I think, where like some company was advertising like a year-long cruise where if you broke it down, the costs of the year-long cruise for like room and board was actually cheaper than getting like a rental apartment in many U.S. cities. I was like, that is bleak.
All right, Roper, what's the problem? Don't usually see you down here.
Oh God. Sorry, that reminded me of a. I should probably not talk so much during the story elements.
Behind schedule then?
Oh, not yet. Not if the gods are smiling on us.
So more fucked than ever.
Oh, as fucked as you by the sounds of it. Look, you better get up there. The boss man sounds raging.
What'd I do?
What did I do, man? That my comment there reminded me of. I came across a video on TikTok of this this young woman, like, so frustrated with stuff in pricing and everything in London. I think it was London in particular, but Britain in general. And like, I'm gonna move to America.
Oh, boy.
All the comments are just like,
Don't do it.
no, don't do it. It's
Dude, okay.
a trap.
So I saw on TikTok
Now-
like an ad. You should not be throwing tools. So they said something like, "Oh, like U.S. retirees are moving to Vietnam
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
they want better health care and something affordability or something like that." And then
Healthcare affordability. I saw a story like that too. The other
yeah,
one
and
was
then a lot of the
the other one
comments
was
were like, "Wow, to start a war over the fear of communism, but then to move, or not fear of socialism, but then to move because of because of socialism." And I'm like, checks out.
yeah, I mean it was both. It was actually like a general fear of communism, but they've more or less landed on a socialist government. I mean, the funny thing to me too is like I haven't been there obviously, but it's like from my understanding, and from what I think from what you've said and what I've seen elsewhere, it's like Ho Chi Minh City is actually like the economic hub,
100%. Yes,
and has a tendency to be like
it's
more
really
capitalist than even
100%.
like the previous capital. I can't think of the name right now. Saigon. I think it's in the south, right?
Ho Chi Minh and okay, so history lesson / diaspora lesson. So a lot of the Vietnamese diaspora and the United States and other countries will still call Ho Chi Minh City Saigon. So they are literally the same city.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the Vietnamese diaspora, my family in particular, they're from the south, so they call it Saigon still. Reason being, because in their minds, like that's what that city still is before the fall. So if you are from what is generally called the northern side of Vietnam, the communist side, my family call a lot of Vietnamese will call it Gom Sang is what they call them. 1975, they'll call that the year of reunification because we became one country again. But if you're on the southern side, the air quotes Democratic side, air quotes U.S. side, 75, you refer to it as the fall of Saigon because, in their eyes, they lost their country to the communists, so on and so forth. There's probably valid opinions on both, or I don't know. There's a valid
Well, I
feeling
mean,
there. There's a valid feeling there in the
there
terms
was
of
a
fall.
lot. There was a lot of
It's a
ostracization.
yeah.
There was a lot of ostracization at the end that did push out a lot of people who were just fishermen or whatever because they allied with the South Vietnamese. Now the irony, and I can't speak to your family's experience, but I know a lot of people who settled in Texas and Louisiana were then persecuted in Texas and Louisiana for being Vietnamese.
Yeah, and I can't speak because they settled on the East Coast. So
yeah,
well, I don't know.
Well, apparently the climates are very similar in the Gulf to Vietnam, in terms of the kind of fish you can get, the kind of fishing life you can do. You can kind of have a bit of a subsistence fisherman lifestyle in both places. So a lot of people took to that pretty readily, which got a lot of.
And I mean, there's a reason why it's Houston, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Dallas area, huge Vietnamese population, San Jose Bay Area, and then Westminster, Orange County area. There's reasons those are the three big meccas, we'll call them, of Vietnamese people. But yeah. So modern day Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, however you want to call it, depends on your leaning. Very much just business capitalist driven. The thing that I would agree and argue with is the most communist thing about Vietnam is probably a lot of more of the authority based stuff. So if you speak ill of the state, things can happen to you. If there's more of that type of more explicitly communist things. But in terms of economically, I think it leans way more capitalist than a lot of people understand or believe.
Or know. It's fairly state directed capitalism, though. I mean, I don't know all the details, obviously, but it's I'm not. Look, I'm in the position. Look, now I'm getting into my actual beliefs here, but I'm in the position where I don't really believe in the death penalty for anything, and that does come up against the reality of very serious financial crimes that I think ought to have some kind of punishment. And where this is going is that both, I can have a lot of disagreements with their government on certain things, but we do nothing about major financial crimes, and it's
no, yeah,
that one woman who stole something 3 or 4% of the GDP from Vietnam, and she's sentenced to death, and I'm well, I don't know if she should be sentenced to death, but something should happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And in America, that would just be oh, whatever.
If anything, some people might applaud that as just savviness, right?
Yes.
This man looks amazing. Look at him. He's not a good-looking man, but the lighting on the hair.
Might be a mate of yours, but he does not run things around here. I do. Do you understand me?
All right, why don't you just get on with it?
Don't you answer me back? You might be the height of shite on shore, McClary, but out here, I am the fucking king. Do you understand me? You bring the police to my door, to my rig.
I can sort this.
Dude, I'm so entranced by this right now. I don't know why.
Clatty gobshite. I've got here's a man who can make a more positive contribution to this.
I do appreciate that this kind of just threw you into the character. And there's something to be said about the game that isn't just you're not embodying or they're telling a story, and you're in the role of someone in the story, not your own.
I don't always need to do full-on role-playing in a game.
Yes.
I sometimes I'm experiencing this exact character's experiences. I like that sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I love the Baldur's Gate 3 and the Dragon Ages where I get to make my own character and all that, but sometimes I just want to experience a story as this person.
Speaking of walking simulators, though, I do kind of want to go back and play Gone Home.
That game is so good. It's so good.
I haven't played it in a really long time.
Wait, have you played
and I think I've only played it through one time, actually.
Have you played What Remains of Edith Finch?
Actually, I have not.
We should do
Think
that. That's a very short one.
I think I have it on my Epic library.
That's a good one. But also, I would love to hear your
We'll just become
thoughts.
We'll just become a walking simulator channel. It's fine,
Dude. I'm not mad at that. I have wanted to get into slower games for the channel because I feel like I've been doing mostly just action games and shooters. Wait,
I don't have it on here. I thought I did.
hello? Wait. Is it gonna hit me on the way down? Hello?
That'd be so.
Alright, who wants to take bets? It's like all Eldritch Horror.
I think it is. I think it's.
I promise I'll take care of
Oh, ooh, this is wild.
Kieran, you remember him? He knows Billy Chamberlain from way back. Owes me a favour. Reckons you can sweeten Billy up a bit. Come on. Have I ever let you down?
Right, you lost the cake at the wedding.
Now then, that wasn't my fault.
You left it on a bench at Argyle Street.
Aye, you were that bloated you didn't even remember baking the cunt.
Oh, my children, that was before the light of the Lord came to me.
Here we fucking go.
And you, Mr. McCleary, you can fuss and cuss all you like. But perhaps if you went to the Saracens a little less and the Tabernacle a little more, then perhaps you'd not be in this pickle, eh?
Don't look at me. You're the one who decided to spend the next 4 months trapped on a rig with this vampot.
Susan, I promise you, we will get this straightened out.
I will. You'd better.
Guys! Christ! He's gone cold! Shit! Guys! Get his leg! We can't leave him out here! Move! Fuck! Kaz! I think he's deep! We've got you, man, alright? We've got you! He's breathing, thank Christ. Kaz?
How cold must the water be?
Why is he not waking up? Can you hear
God.
me? Is he gonna die, Brody?
I didn't even want.
Kaz?
Because they're on a stationary, like, oiling rig, right?
That's my understanding, anyway.
Okay, because imagine if you fell off and the ship's moving. You're fucked, right? I'm just on the ground.
Kaz! I need your help here!
I just fell off this rig, man.
McCleary! Thank Christ! You alright being up on your feet? My heat's killing me, but... Aye, I think so. You got me out. Did you get Gregor? I got you, aye. I couldn't find Gregor. Fuck. I'm sorry, Kaz. He's not the only one we lost. Oh, no! Grass is still in there. Why aren't these working? Kaz! I need you to help me. Kaz! What? Right. Aye, what do you need? The cable's stuck. Go down and release the main brake, then come back up and raise the bell. If you can get it to my level, I think I can get him out. Aye. Rafts, it's alright, we're getting you out. We'll be 2 minutes, pal.
Okay.
Right.
In the event of power failure, winch snagging, the winch brake will automatically engage. The winch brake must be disengaged after power restored or section removed. Disengage winch brake at lower level. Operate winch control on upper level. Danger maximum 3 tons.
Puzzle.
Maybe puzzle?
Maybe puzzle.
Oh, I was like,
That's it! Come back and winch up the bell now!
man, it's just gonna get sliced. Also, he's like screaming way worse than like just being stuck somewhere. Unless this man's claustrophobic, if he is, he chose the wrong job.
Douglas is trying to find out more. Like if the bear is even safe now.
What's wrong with rafts?
I don't know, alright?
Like,
Decompression
right?
shouldn't be this bad. I shouldn't have let him go down there. I said I'd look after him. I'm here, Rafts. It's pro day.
Well, I think that's the point. There's something else he saw.
Is there anything more I can do?
Spooky.
No, I'll get him. We need to know what's going on up top. You'll need to go through engineering. The way up is blocked from here.
Where's engineering for here? I've never been doing this end before.
The only way you'll get there is to go under the rig. Should be a clearer path down there.
All right, I'll head down now.
Whoever is voicing that man, give him some props. Okay.
The man yelling or the man?
The man yelling.
Talking to you? Oh shoot!
I don't like any of this. Okay, I am here. I need to get to leg 1. Is that way? I'm real bad at maps, y'all. Can you, Connor? Let's think about. Can you imagine doing that in real life?
No,
Just-
I would probably become a useless puddle. Granted, if my life was on the line, I'd probably figure out a way to deal with it. But like,
just like conceptually think about like these things we do in video games, like no problem, right? Just running across chasms and jumping.
just
Like,
running across and jumping, and you're just like, no, there's no way. Like, I would inevitably not jump far enough. I would probably catch my toe on the other side and slam my face into the grate on the other side. Like,
and then I have my
if I don't fall.
I have my gimp leg, so like, what's gonna happen to me?
Fair.
Hello? Yo, that's pretty. We drilled where we weren't supposed to drill.
Which, like, is the message that oil is bad?
I mean, yes.
I know, but I just found that funny. Like, we didn't stream the game or anything, but the entire time I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, I'm just like, yep, about oil.
Fuck this. It's about oil and killing God.
Oil and killing God. I don't even think that's the only game that had the oil metaphor.
No, 12 has a pretty strong, like...
I think the creator must just be, like, really into that message. Which wouldn't surprise me. Like, you have a certain amount of people in, like... Which is actually true for the West, too. But in, like, the Japanese creative economy, where, like, they're willing to talk about certain topics in a pretty skeptical light. That are contrary to, like, the mainstream of even their own culture. I mean, obviously you have, like, Hideo Kojima, which, you know, he seeds, like, fairly transgressive concepts in the middle of his games, but he also is very weird about women, so weirdos in the United States think he agrees with everything they agree with. But
Are you joking me? Oh. Hello? Oh, I was
And
supposed to do both buttons. Okay.
Oh. The climbing mechanic didn't make sense.
No, I just didn't. I thought it was only one of the mouse buttons.
Fucking see it. Christ! Too close.
Excuse me.
Oh, fucking hell.
No shot. No shot. It's like they have to have a story about this guy being like his background is like what's the guy's name? Sandor? Like he's a Sandor impersonator, or he lifts weights in his free time, or like he honestly has to be like
I'm an
he has to be a
electrical
gymnast.
engineer. That's my
I
understanding.
guess. Is he part of the
He's Gordon Freeman, Connor.
is he part of the BEIW?
Okay. Well, fuck this place already.
What is that?
I don't like that. I love this. Temporary. Oh, okay.
Finally, something useful.
I already hate this. Oh,
Fuck is that?
excuse me. It's just this. It's just the rig settling in. Okay, I really appreciate that the screw actually comes out. Like,
Oh, it's not just like an animation of it turning and then pops
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
hello.
Jesus.
There's a reason I can throw this. What's the reason here?
Clary. Guys, over here. Jesus, Finn. seen a ghost. Who's making that noise?
Gibbo, he's making that racket.
Should we no find him, help him?
No, wouldn't recommend that.
What does that mean?
It means he's no alright. After that explosion, he got oil or some shite on him and just, I don't know. He freaked out, went for me. He's still out there.
You mean out here? As in out here with me?
Aye, that's exactly what I mean.
Oh, that's just fucking brilliant. You seen anyone else?
I just got here. Where you going anyway?
Back to accommodation.
Listen, you'll have to get through the water tanks to get up to accommodation. And quiet like.
Gotta go all the way up there. Jesus. What about Gibble?
Stay the fuck away from me. You're listening to me. It's no right, Kaz.
I'm not arguing.
Kaz. Be fucking careful, eh?
Aye.
Can I get a crowbar?
Like like anything. Anything among this.
What does alt do? Alt
Like,
is-
aren't the other games that they made like these kind of like survival horror games where you don't get a lot of equipment? They're
pretty
not
much.
they're not really about shooting or anything.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I see nothing that makes me think I'm gonna get a weapon. So here we go.
Whoa.
See, I don't mind horror games if I can fight back. When you take the fighting back away from me, that's where I start to get like spooked.
It does change how you play the game for sure.
Some out.
How you feel about the game.
Fuck.
Oh, there's like
Oh,
something at the edge of his vision. It's the mycelium.
Oh, what? Hello? But I can't pick this up and throw it at you, right? It was all a ruse. Ah. What also blows my mind is like, how do I know turning that off just won't destroy the entire ship? Like the complexities of these machines.
Yeah, I mean, you turn the wrong valve off, and presumably you're going to increase pressure in the wrong location, or at least there's a possibility of that. I also do not understand the machines well enough to know exactly how that works, but you know.
It's like, have you tried turning it off and on?
Yes. You tried rebooting your oil rig.
Have you updated its firmware?
I mean, you joke, but there's been at least like one major ransomware incident having to do with a major energy firm. At least one. I think there's been more than one. What was the big one that happened like the other day? There was a really big. Oh, it was the car dealership one. Like one of the main services that most car dealerships use was hacked, and it affected the ability for like tens of thousands of car dealerships to function.
I hate that.
Now, to be clear, am I crying for the car dealership owner? No, but this did mean that like various services couldn't be addressed.
What do you mean use lockers to hide?
Ooh.
Okay.
Stressful. It's like Mr. X type thing. Well, it is supposed to be the thing on an oil rig, and I don't like it.
What? Okay, I came from there. Hello? Oh, okay.
Is it like someone who's been deformed?
I'm trying, dude. What do you mean I'm a good lad? Oh, no. See, if you wanted real content, Connor, phase cams right now would be the move.
I mean, yeah, that probably is like more critical for a game like this.
Ah. What do you mean I'm in this tank?
What the fuck? What did you do?
Oh, thank fuck. Okay. Oh, no.
No! Douglas! Douglas! Jesus. No. Can you be? Shit. Oh, God.
Hmm.
No way through.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
I need to get warm. Jesus.
Are you...
God, stop. Shit. Fuck. God, stop thinking about it. Just stop thinking about it. Jesus. Right.
Okay, I think we're going to call it there. Because I'm stressed out. I'm digging this, though. But I'm stressed out. All right.
Yeah.
Next time, we'll go to accommodations and accommodate the survivors. Haha. This is Still Wakes the Deep. Fairly new. It's actually not common for us to do a brand new game. We usually do older stuff. But, yeah. See y'all next time.
Peace.